So tonight I want to talk to Canada about Canada. I would say my feelings toward our neighbor to the north were best summarized by President John F. Kennedy on his first trip out of the United States as president.
Geography has made us neighbors. History has made us friends. Economics has made us partners. And necessity has made us allies. Those whom nature has so joined together, let no man put asunder.
Let no man put asunder. That is so thrilling. Hi guys and welcome back. Senator Schiff, he got a message to all Canadians and it is worth listening to. Let's take a listen, then we are going to add our thought at the other side.
So tonight I want to talk to Canada about Canada. I would say my feelings toward our neighbor to the north were best summarized by President John F. Kennedy on his first trip out of the United States as president.
Geography has made us neighbors. History has made us friends. Economics has made us partners. And necessity has made us allies. Those whom nature has so joined together, let no man put asunder.
No man tear asunder. Sadly, today, one man has torn that relationship asunder, and that's what I want to talk about today. Because I remember vividly in October of 2016, I remember like it was yesterday, when Americans were first starting to question who we were and where we were headed. I remember that Canadians put together a beautiful video, a video of Canadians describing the great things that America had done, the things that we had invented, the contributions we were making to the world. I remember watching that video and how it made me feel about being an American. And I'd like you to take a look at what you had to say, Canada.
As you're thinking about your future, we just want you to know that
you guys are great.
You really are great. You invented the internet.
You guys are going to get humanity to Mars.
Your national park systems protect some of the most beautiful places on Earth.
All your diversity and all your openness.
The fact that you're such a giving nation, over $250 billion a year is donated to charities.
So wonderful and warm and accommodating.
When things are tough, you fight to make them better. The disability rights movement in America is amazing.
You are infectious, entertaining.
Your gift to the world of jazz music.
Bluegrass music, R&B.
Biggie and pop. And
Political and social activism.
forging new paths.
You dream big.
Your quest to be the best creates the best.
A land of opportunity where anyone can be anything they want to be.
The vibrancy and diversity and the idea that we can all live together.
You know, America, I think you're already great.
You're great, America.
We all love you, and we think you've always been great. Thanks, America. I think you're great.
Stay great, America.
When I think of that video now, I have to say it breaks my heart because I know there is such anger and animosity directed at the United States from Canada, which I can more than understand. But as you were so kind to remind us Americans of the better angels of our nature, I want to take this opportunity to say a few thank yous to you, Canada, to remind Americans what we have to be so grateful for with our Canadian friends and neighbors. Let me start with the most significant, and that is that Canada, you have stood by our side in practically every war that we have been in. You have fought next to us, you have died next to us, whether it was Canadian soldiers and American soldiers in World War I, or Canadians and Americans in World War II, or Canadians who came to our aid after 9/11 and served side by side with us in Afghanistan and died by our side. Canada, you have been there for us in the most meaningful way possible, that you have put the lives of your sons and daughters on the line for your friends and neighbors out of a shared friendship and out of our shared values. And of that, I am the most grateful. And I wish our president had some recollection of that. But there is so much else for us to be grateful about our Canadian friends and neighbors, and not just as Americans, but as people of the world. My father was dependent on insulin for most of his adult life. I thank you, Canada, for insulin. And America, if you have anybody you know on insulin, you can thank Canada too. If you're concerned about the Ebola virus spreading, you can thank Canada for an Ebola vaccine. If you have a family member with a pacemaker thank you, Canada, for pacemakers. If you like PB&J, thank you, Canada, well, at least for the peanut butter. If you thrill to going to an IMAX movie, thank you, Canada, for that amazing technology. If you have been inspired by Captain Kirk to want to boldly go
where no man has gone before,
you can thank Canada. If you're a hockey fan, you can thank Canada for the greatest that ever was. If you have thrilled to the idiocy of this guy,
cannot triple stamp it. No erases. Touch blue, make it true. You can't triple stamp a double stamp. You can't triple stamp a double stamp, Lloyd. You can't triple stamp a double stamp.
you can thank Canada. If you like basketball, if you're grateful for the invention of basketball, you can thank Canada. Thank you, Canada, for basketball. If you love music, there is so much to be grateful to Canada for. Can I get a hallelujah on that? Hallelujah. So I want to thank you, Canada, for all you've contributed in the fields of art and science and music and film, to all the Nobel Prizes that you've won, for all the inventions that you have produced. I want to thank you for the sacrifices you've made on the battlefield. I want to thank you. And most particular and most recent, I want to thank you for something else. When fires ravaged my hometown of Los Angeles, when they were still burning in Altadena and they were burning in the Palisades, I went to one of the incident command centers, and I had the privilege of serving food to the firefighters who were battling those blazes. And I can't tell you how many of those firefighters were Canadians. And I want to thank you, Canada, for sending those firefighters, many of them from Alberta, to help us battle those blazes. Sadly, I remember one of them asking me, coming back after he had his meal and asking me, do we have to worry about Canada becoming the 51st state? And I said, no, you don't have to worry about that crazy idea, that demeaning idea. But I want to tell you just how grateful I am that your brave firefighters were willing to come down and battle those blazes. And I know I speak for everyone in Southern California, if not all of California, when I say that. Now, I know that your Prime Minister has recently said that the relationship between the United States and Canada is over. And it pained me to hear those words, even as I understood the anger behind them. But I hope and have confidence that our relationship is not over, even though it will take time to mend. And I say that because one thing I know about my Canadian friends, and that is through thick and thin, you are the best of neighbors.
Yes, guys, that was Senator Adam Schiff putting out a message he believes that it is needed at this moment. And ever since he put this message out, a lot of people are praising him. They are giving him kudos. They appreciate the fact that he brought out history to remind both countries that good things were made, good things were done when both countries work together. Reminds both countries that good things can be done if both countries continue to work together. And a lot of people appreciate the histories that he brought up because it reminds a lot of people of the forgotten histories. And now all this history is being refreshed in their memory, in their brain, and they are appreciating him for it. What do you guys think? Let's continue the conversation down there in the comment section as usual. Please let's respect ourselves while we comment. I will catch up with you guys later. Bye for now.